Mm, mm. Hey, y'all. Shout out to each and every one of you. And thank you so much for tuning into your girl Siren on the Siren Speak show. So, y'all, I don't know how it is that your life is going, but my life is just like, oh my word. Y'all, let me see what I called this live. Your attention is your currency. Your attention is your currency. So we're going to talk about that. Because nowadays you're going to have to be careful what it is that you buy, you pay for. Um, when I heard this, term, your attention is your currency. It goes along with manifestation. So what you pay attention to is what you attract, and you can only, you know, focus on what it is that you want to attract or need to attract. So now I understand why they say pay attention. Okay, it makes a lot of sense, the term pay attention, because where it is that you place your energy, where it is that you place your your mind, okay, is exactly what it is that you are going to attract. So when you want to manifest something, you focus on it, you think about it. Now you should write it down or place it somewhere where you could think about it a lot, because you want to give that a lot of your attention so that you can manifest and bring something into you a lot sooner. So when I heard that your attention is your currency, where it is that you place your energy, you guys, is what it is that you're paying for. That's what you're going to receive. So you definitely want to make sure you be careful as to what it is that you're thinking about, what it is that you're putting your attention towards. Are you putting your attention towards lack, or are you putting your attention towards gratitude, or are you putting your attention towards the lifestyle that you want? Or do we tend to focus more on the lifestyle that we don't want because we're so consumed in the third dimensional and the day-to-day distractions that come along with that? So we definitely got to make sure that we open ourselves up, you guys. Expand your mind, okay, beyond the physical, right? So you can focus more on what it is that you want. This is how you manifest, and this is how you bring it into your life. The reason we're check to check, okay, there's a lot of that goes behind that, but the first thing we can do to free ourselves is to shift our perspective into the highest timeline. Okay, a lot of us, our perspective, our reality, our beliefs is in this 3D timeline that just doesn't serve us. It's not the best timeline to be in. It's not the highest, let's put it that way. It's not the highest timeline. And whatever it is that you want could be, on another timeline. So you have to place your attention there. And that way you can, become a part of that timeline. And this is how, when we're younger, for those of us who say, oh, I want to be this or I want to do that. There are those of us who say we're going to do something and we actually do it. There are those of us, when I was going to school, I was in a program called the Medical Magnet Program. And there were so many of us, we were all there who wanted to be doctors, okay, of some sort, all type of doctors. And I was in this program, but I didn't know I was going to be a spiritual doctor, okay, a healer of the aura of the stars is what I like to say. I didn't know that was the type of doctor I was going to become, but there are so many people who I went to school with who today they are actual licensed medical doctors, okay, out there practicing. And I myself have been practicing as well. So at first I used to think like, oh my God, maybe I did. Yes, I did. I myself am practicing as well. So there's a lot of people out there who put into the ether what it is that they want, and then they work towards it. So I think we skip that very critical step of manifesting, which is taking action, doing something to manifest that. Okay, we got to make sure we include all of the elements. We want to think about it. That's the air element, that's the thought, that's the idea, right? That's the goal that we're creating. And then the emotions, that's the water element. Okay, the emotion could then trigger the action. Okay, that's the fire element. And then the earth element is actually, doing it, whatever it is that you need to do to manifest that. So we got to make sure that we are in alignment with all of those actions so that we can see manifestations. A lot of us are just hoping, sitting around waiting on something to happen. Oh, if I think this way, then maybe. And no, there are other actions. There are some missing, marks that you're not getting, that you're not putting together to make sure that this manifests. Spirit is yelling at me right now, saying, say it, say it. So one of the things that I wrote down that it came up for me to say during this live is out of time. Okay. Some of us, we are out of time. We had a certain amount of time to do something. It wasn't done in that time and out of time. Okay. I'm going to clarify this message because they just like, what do you want me to do? Like, seriously, some things is just beyond my control. Okay. They just going to come in and just snatch my little live. All right. Let's see. Why are we out of time? Where's my cards? Hold on, y'all. Let's see what deck. We can use this one. Okay. Let's just, do I want to use this? I don't want to use this. Okay. If I want to use the deck, then I want to use, what damn deck is that? Okay, let me see. Hold on, y'all. Let me pick a deck. Okay. Nothing like options, right? Okay. Let's pick a deck. We want a tarot deck. Okay. I guess we'll go with this one. All right, let's go with this one, y'all. Let's get into this out of time, okay? All right, we're going to see what this message is. Out of time. Out of time. I don't know why this is coming up, why it is that they're nudging me. Say it is out of time, out of time. All right, let's see what this message is. Oh, we got the Three of Cups, y'all. This is a collective energy, okay? This is a group of people. This could be neighborhoods. It could be communities, okay? It can be like a living community, or it can be a community of people, like an organization. We also have the 10 of Swords. It's like 1 and then 0. It's like I'm getting that countdown with this number 10. It's like 3, 2, 1. Okay, reset. Okay, is what it get. Okay, so there's a reset out of time. So there's a reset that has taken place. Now, when this reset took place, I'm listening and I'm talking at the same time. When this reset took place, if something wasn't completed by then, if you didn't vibrate to something by the time the clock struck 0 to reset, then what happens? Okay, what else do we want to say? It's like the time is up. Something is going to reset. Something in your life is going to reset. It's going to go back to the way it was. Okay, something is going to reset. Yeah, look, we got the Fool, 0. This person they got their keys and stuff. I mean, I look like they getting ready. Maybe they getting ready to go for a walk. Maybe they getting ready to go outside. Maybe they just coming back from a walk. Okay. But there is a reset. Okay. We got the Fool. There's a new beginning. It's like starting over, but the starting over is like, some of you, it'll be familiar. Some of you, it's new. Okay. We have the King of Swords. You see this cut. Look at them scissors. Cut. Wow. Something is going to be cut out of your life. Okay. Due to a reset. Yeah. So we got Temperance at the bottom, which means we were not vibrating. Okay. This is the energy of being balanced. This is about your chi. Okay. It's something about the frequency that may have been off. Something needed to be done by a certain time. And if it wasn't done by that time, then I don't know what happens. I don't know what happens. We got the Fool. We got this reset. This is that new journey. Okay. This is that new journey that we're on, you guys. Some of us, it'll be a repeat. It'll be a repeat. Yeah, a reunion. Okay, I get it. With the Three of Cups, reunion. It's like, it's kind of like this. Bloop. you know, the Men in Black thing, that's what I'm getting. Your memory is erased. You don't even know that you're finna repeat something and do it over. Your memory has been erased and it's like a reset. Okay. So you'll be doing it over again. You're going to go back to a cycle. I'm trying to see, y'all, I'm trying to get more info as to what it is that they're saying. There's a reset. The reset has already happened. It's kind of like when the Pope left. The Pope left, that started the reset. It's like when the Pope left, that happened before. We don't even know it, that happened already, because there probably was a reset then. But something about, look at when the Pope passes on. This happens in different, like Babylonian, Egyptian, I don't know about Egyptian, but maybe Rome, Greek, you know, like all of that. This has happened before, but there's a reset. All right, so let's see. Let's look at this reset energy with the Fool. Okay, we're going to look at this reset energy with the Fool to see why this message is coming up. Just interrupted what the hell it is I was saying. Okay, we have this one here. 2 bodies, 1 soul. 2 bodies, 1 soul, y'all. Okay, this is a part of the reset. Look at what I just said. Didn't I say your attention is your currency? That's your money. What it says, stealing, robbing you of your energy, time, money. 2 bodies, 1 soul. Now, what I'm being led to is right here. This is giving like the little worms, you know what I'm saying? Little parasites that we talked about, you guys. Okay. These are attachments. 1 soul robbing you. A lot of us, y'all, your destiny has been stolen again during this reset. It's like we have a certain time where the planets align. And if we're not in alignment when that happens, we got to stay. We got to wait till the next alignment happen. And that's the energy with this Jesus energy, with this, Easter energy. It was a reset. And they kept us busy focusing on, you know, the passing of the Pope. Maybe that was a distraction, but there was a reset. And if you didn't vibrate to a certain frequency, and that is if you haven't rid yourself of some sort of parasitic or some sort of attachment, okay, then you are going to repeat, okay? This could be another life cycle. This could be another lifetime, okay? It could be another lifetime. Excuse me. Let me see if there's anything else. Whatever it is going to be different for each of us, okay? If there was something that needed to be done, something that was supposed to have been done, it's going to be different for each of us, whatever it is, okay? You guys, this energy here is very tricky. Like this dimension is very tricky. It's really, you know, it's smart. It's genius. It's just so tricky. All right, let me look at this 3 of Cups into the energy of this community, this collective energy. I keep seeing something about the aura. Look, karmic bonds, unresolved issues from the past. See, past life cycle, a life cycle lesson. Something wasn't completed, you guys. Unstable relationships, unresolved issue from the past, life cycle, a lesson, something. I did not just say that. I said you did not complete something. If something that you know needed to be done wasn't done by this time, then it's that's it. This was the opportunity to get rid of a major blockage, is what they're saying. This was a time to get rid of a major blockage. So with that karmic bond, let me see if anything else coming up. I told y'all this was a life. Some of you, When spirit tells you to do something, y'all just do it. Some of us, we do it. Okay. If you're somebody who you do it, when you get that message, this what you need to do, this what you need to work on for yourself, then just make sure that you do it. Okay. A lot of people run from spirituality. They run towards all this physical stuff, but when it comes to the spiritual, a lot of irresponsibility. Okay. It says enjoy the silence for now. All right. Enjoy the silence. Oh, Lord Jesus. We have the spider. Look at the spider right here. You've been caught and trapped. Okay. This is a trap. This is a trap. Okay. This is a trap of what happened. So this is something that is affecting the entire collective. Okay. This is something that is affecting all of us. Okay. You know where you stand in this situation. If you did what you knew you were supposed to do, then you should be good. But if you did not do what if spirit told you to do something, y'all, it could be a numerous amount of things. It can be, stop eating this, leave that job or whatever it may be. It can be start a hobby. Spirit has given all of us instructions on what it is that we need to do. And you get it based upon your frequency. If your frequency is high, then spirit talk to you all the thing on time. Okay. But we have to become, more responsible when it comes to our spiritual aspect. You guys, we do have spiritual bodies, and the physical body cannot get sick until the spiritual body gets sick first. There's dis-ease within the aura that then filters itself into the physical body. So we have to make sure that we understand that aspect as well. But yeah, this temperance card, ooh, child. We needed to be balanced by a certain time. Something needed to be removed out of our energy or aura. Okay. And I really believe that this is what, the Pope, when he opened them damn portals, honey, I believe that when he opened those portals, y'all, he let some stuff out. He let some stuff out. And whatever he let out, honey, we got 88 came up, and that was the Empress. That was the portal age. That was the Pope age. 88 that came up, and the Empress in judgment. Wow. Y'all, this stuff getting too heavy. And it's like, I really feel like the information that I give out is almost like, I don't know if people really ready for it. I don't know if people really, want this energy. It's like the dumb stuff I don't want to say the dumb stuff because everybody has a message, and I'm not saying it's dumb, but I really feel like the mediocre stuff that is being said is what people take serious, what people, look towards. It's just, I don't know if people ready for what it is that I offer, what it is that I have to offer. Some people are. This is not for everybody, but I'm just saying, like, more people, I don't know if they're ready for what it is that I have to offer, because when I start working with people, they get either excited or scared because they be about that life until it's time to be about that life. And this is how you get out. And people just don't want to get out. I'm confused, it's the simplest things that sometimes we have to do that spirit say, all right, do this. And we don't do it. The physical is so powerful. I had wrote down, where is it says the devil cannot touch you if you don't vibrate. The devil cannot hurt you if you don't vibrate to his touch. Okay. The devil cannot hurt you if you don't vibrate to his touch, which means when you raise your frequency, and this is something y'all know I talk about all the time. When you raise your frequency, y'all, life is just totally different. And we have to stop subjecting ourselves to this basic, mundane 3D way of living. A lot of you, it's time for you to be introduced into your high vibration era. Okay. Just say, I now move into my high vibration era. Claim that and actually do it. Okay. What is the devil? Okay, these are all things that came up. What is the devil? The devil are the innermost desires that counteract our path towards enlightenment. That's what the devil is. A lot of us think of the devil as something outside of ourselves, right? And it is actually within us. It is those desires. It is those addictions. It is those perspectives. It is those beliefs. It is all those actions. It's all those things that goes against. Okay. For example, if I say, "Hey, I want to go on a diet. I want to lose 20 pounds, but I don't want to cut out the foods that I eat." You know what I'm saying? That are contributing towards weight gain. That's the devil. That's the energy that we have to combat. That's the energy that we have to fight. And when we're able to fight our own inner demons, okay, the ones on the outside typically just fade away. Seriously. And that's what I'm seeing, that this is, and I think that what I'm getting to understand is that my goal, what I thought my initial goal when it came to spiritual candies, was to awaken the God and goddess within folk, right? Awaken the sleeping God and or goddess. And what I realized is that it was to teach, it was to educate, okay, people. It was to enlighten and awaken people to their potential. The gift that I have, I'm able to see the God and or goddess frequency, right? So I'm always searching for that. So when I interact with people, I always come from that perspective. And I think that that's a beautiful thing, because that helps me to not, judge. I'm still having a human experience like everybody else. Okay. And I think that has been something that has helped me to not judge people. Like, I literally deal with people who walk all type of walks, and I judge not. Okay. I'm like, hey, it is what it is. Let's figure this out. And I'm grateful for that. But at this particular time, you guys, we really have to activate. Okay. We just need to be activated right now. Do not take 2025 as a year to do nothing. I have said it numerous of times. This is your year to do your spiritual work, meaning this is your year to work on your eating habits. Okay. This is your year to start an exercise regime, start working on your body, start, getting up and taking time to put in energy. Okay. With your body, good energy, fuel your body with good things. It's hard to get people to cut out coffee. Oh no, I love coffee. I'm like, listen, cut it out. Because when you say, oh, I love coffee, I can't, whatever that thing is, that's that devil in you. Okay. That's the devil in you. That's like, nope, we like the way it tastes. We don't want to stop drinking it. You're going to have to be able to get in front of the ball, you guys, not allow these things to control you anymore. People, intimacy, okay, especially intimacy. First of all, they have devalued intimacy so much in the third dimension. Once you connect with your ancient Kemet version of you, and then the other version that comes from the galaxies and stuff like that, the star system, intimacy is totally different. It's nothing like what we have perverted it and devalued it to be in this dimension right here. Intimacy is totally different. It is such a respectful connection and practice. Okay. You can be intimate with somebody who's in a totally different star system and not be nowhere near them. Now it's to the point where we have to physically be on top of someone or underneath, I'm like, wow, I'm looking at the de-evolution of intimacy and seeing how it's just down to zero, y'all. Okay. And this is why, with us trying to vibrate and us trying to create and manifest, it's getting harder. It's getting a lot harder. We're going to go back to your attention is your currency. So whatever you're paying attention to, whatever you're giving your currency to, think about that, right? Give your currency to something that you feel no one wants to give their money away. No one wants to feel cheated or, played or anything when it comes to their money. You don't want to have money and then you come and buy something and it's trash. You're not going to give your money to something that you feel is trash, right? So when it comes to your attention, that's your money. You want to give it to stuff that's going to enlighten you, something that's going to help you to grow. So just think about when you're scrolling, everything that you stop and you pay attention to, you're paying it, you're giving it your currency, you're giving it your money. This is why ads, and this is why, the media is so powerful, because you're fueling it with money, with currency, with your attention. So the longer you stay on something, the longer you pay attention. That's why they tell you, pay attention. We want you to pay attention. Okay, let's look up what attention means. Let's get the definition of attention. Okay, let's do that. Let's see, why do they call it that? Okay. All right. It says, notice taken of someone or something, the regarding of someone or something as interesting or important. Okay. You can draw attention, pay attention. The action of dealing with or taking special care of someone or something. A person's interest in someone or something. A person's actions intended to express interest. Okay. In military, it says a position assumed by a soldier, standing very straight with their heels together and the arms down by the sides of the body. Okay, so now we have attention. Okay, paying attention, giving your attention, whatever it is. I want to draw your attention, right? So that's your currency. I want to bring it in. So this is why commercials pay a lot of money. You guys see them pay millions of dollars for ads because they want your attention. Why would I invest millions of dollars in something that's not worth it? So it must be worth it. It must be, worth whatever it is that they're investing in it. So your attention, y'all, if they're paying millions of dollars for your attention, then you need to reevaluate the way you use your attention and what you put your attention towards, because you're just making people more and more and more wealthy. Put your attention towards yourself. Invest your attentions towards your goals, okay, towards your desires or whatever it is that you want. Put your attention in that. That's an investment, okay, of currency. If your attention is currency and we're saying, oh, I can't start this business because I don't have the money, then pay attention to that business. Start writing out the name. Start writing out a business plan. Start writing out your core values of the business. Start paying attention like that. Once you give it that currency, then the outside world, the universe, is going to then fold and bend into that and say, hey, this business has backing. Okay. And then the money for what it is that you need, you take action and hey, boom, voila. I don't know. Y'all know how this works. Okay. I don't have to go and break it down into detail like that. Y'all know how things happen. Okay. Pay attention to what it is. When you know that you're trying to reach a certain goal, then make sure your frequency is aligned with that goal. Y'all know I always tell you, okay, change the frequency, change the experience. That's something that I say a lot, and I mean that to this day. Change the frequency, change the experience. It's very simple, okay? When it comes to my frequency, Years ago, child, I was just telling those of you, shout out to those of you who are a part of my Patreon family. We also have two tiers, you guys. We have Becoming Goddess, and we also have Love is Love, where we talk about relationships and stuff. So for those of you who are subscribed to my other channel, where we talk a lot about relationships over there, Simply Siren. Yeah, this is just a segue from there on to Patreon. But you know, it's like, when it comes to what it is that you're investing, okay, your attention to, when it comes to whatever it is that you want, that you're trying to get, I was just saying, I am a totally different person than I was 15 years ago. Okay. The 15-year ago version of me would probably not recognize me today. Okay. I am constantly evolving, right? And right now, I feel like we're locked. A lot of us are locked in a time loop that we need to get out of. We definitely need to, you know, ditch a lot of belief systems, a lot of your own ways. A lot of us, y'all, as much as I love to blame other people, okay, and it's they fault, they fault, they fault, I always tell you also, you have to take accountability for your role, for your lack. Okay, wherever it is that you're lacking, you got to take accountability. You got to own up to that. Okay. If you know that you're going into a area where the frequency is extremely low, you know when people don't like you, you know when people jealous of you, you know, you feel it. You know what I'm saying? Don't go in that energy unprotected. Don't go in that area unprotected. I'm not saying don't go around your family, don't go to work, don't talk to your neighbors. I'm saying to make sure that you are prepared. It is your responsibility to make sure that you are prepared for every environment that you put yourself in. You have to do that. That's nobody else's responsibility. So if you are not prepared and you go in an environment where you meet somebody who is just, oh Lord, okay, just all messed up, right? We already know what it is that we did wrong. Okay. We were not prepared and we went and made an executive decision to engage with someone who vibrates low. And now we're starting to experience things in our life. Okay. Remember where you pay attention, you're giving that person your attention now. So now that person tends to rise or benefit off of your attention. Okay. So I'm working on the shadow self a lot. I think that 2025 is requiring a lot of us to step into our shadow. Okay. So I am working with this stone here. You guys, let me show y'all. This stone here is called hemimorphite. Okay, hemimorphite is what it's called. It's a beautiful stone. This is a bracelet that I have of it, hemimorphite. And this here helps you to connect to and embrace the shadow self. Okay. Things about you that maybe typically you wouldn't pay attention to or want to deal with. Like, you know. So we definitely need to make sure that we embrace the shadow self so that we can connect to important roles, okay, from other lifetimes, right? It helps us to acknowledge, it helps us to tap into those roles from other lifetimes. Also, it helps you to recover a part of yourself that you have lost, denounced, or just don't have a connection to. Since I've been working with this stone, I have covered or recovered or connected to a major part of myself. As I've been doing a lot of my healing and evolution, I went back and connected with Rome, okay? And then I went back and connected with Greek, okay? And I thought I was done. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, "Ooh, Chad." So I know, you know, a lot about myself. I know my role in those lifetimes. Yes, you're in the books. Y'all need to really be, you are written about in books, but the stories that they writing about are lies. It's their version, honey. The lies, they done manipulated your name and all type of stuff. Okay. So anywho, ever since I've been working with this stone, it took me back to Egypt, ancient Egypt, Egyptian. Okay. Then it took me back to the star system. Y'all, this is so deep. Okay. This world, this life is so deep. If we were not so focused on this three-dimensional way of being and this this is la la land, y'all. Okay. But the third dimension has a importance. Okay. It is necessary. It's as necessary as the projects. Okay. Not everybody want to be all that they can be. Okay. Not everybody want to, get up and work hard to build a legacy and leave behind inheritances. Not everybody want to do that. Some people want to wake up every day, eat a bologna and cheese sandwich and do hair on the porch. You know what I'm saying? Make their money under the table. Not everybody want to be responsible enough to pay taxes. Okay. Or not everybody wants to be responsible enough to be a multimillionaire with a successful company. That comes with a lot of work. So we need the projects. Okay. We need the projects for people who, they just don't see any other way. And it's their choice. That's how the third dimension is. It's kind of like the dimension that is like, it can be the projects, but it has a very important value. We need to come somewhere to experience our masculine energy. We come here to experience the more dense side of us, right? We come here to taste. We come here to smell. We come here to feel, to touch. We come here to experience anger. We come here to experience abuse. We come here to experience laughter, love, because when we go to the higher realms, ain't funny. There is no laughter. There is no pain, So this is the opposite of that. They're both needed to balance, okay, your energy out and your experience out. You know what it's like. Remember when Coco was around and people were saying they lost their taste buds? Just imagine putting a whole thick meat lovers, whatever your favorite type of pizza is. Just imagine putting that in your mouth and chewing and biting on it and chewing it and not tasting anything. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine touching somebody. Imagine the embrace of a touch or a kiss or a hug. And imagine not being connected to that emotion. Imagine putting your hand on your chest and not feeling a heartbeat. Imagine not being able to drive a car, right? So it's not like the third dimension is where we come to physically experience life so that we can taste, so that we can, cuddle, so that we can get angry, so that we can, fight, so that we can love, so that we can make love. And we can experience each other on a physical level. And the third dimension provides us with all of that. So it is very, very, very necessary. But what happens is a lot of us get caught up in the third dimension because of the desires, right? A lot of us, we just can't get enough of it. And this is why we have those who, they call them the worshipers of the other team, you know what I'm saying? Where they just I don't want to go back to the higher realm. I'm able to access all type of money. I'm able to travel, get expensive stuff, eat good food, drink good liquor, party, yada, yada, yada. I get to experience all of the latest gadgets first. They get caught up in that. And the addiction comes where they I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back there. I just don't care to go back. And this is when that fight between what we call the heaven and the hell. But there is a space where you don't have to choose between heaven and hell. Now, this is just Siren speaking on the Siren Speak Show. There is a space where you can be so balanced in heaven and hell, where you don't have to choose which one you're going to be in. You have the ability to be in heaven and hell at the same time. And when we say hell, they make it as if it is a bad place. This is hell. The physical is hell, the bottom. Okay. That's what this is. And then heaven is just the top. But think about it. If everything is upside down in this dimension in hell, right? Because you see the legs like this, the 2L double hockey sticks, the legs like this, okay? Just think about it. Everything is upside down. So what is at our head, we think that's the top, but really that's the bottom. And what is at our feet is the top. No, it's the bottom. And we think, no, okay. What is at our head, okay, is really the bottom. And we think that's the top. And what is at our feet is really the top. And we think that that's the bottom. So it's the flip side, okay, of each other. It's like this, okay? It's the opposite of each other. So once you are able to get that and understand that, you can then be in the middle and you can exist on both planes. And this is what happened when you are able, or you get to a point where you are able to shift and you're able to physically do things and you're able to spiritually manipulate frequencies to experience a reality that you desire. This is what happens when you guys use my baths and my products and we start doing heavy work on you. This is why you see we start to shift your reality. So we place you at a very high frequency. Not everybody. Some people would rather be in heaven and don't care to be here. Okay? You got to work on yourself. Even those of you who want to go through the pearly gates, oh, I can't wait to return home. No, that's not the goal. The goal is, oh, I made it to heaven, I won. That's not the goal. We have entities right now, people right now that are not in a physical body. They are not experiencing hell. They're in heaven, okay? And they're just like we call the ones over here the worshipers of, you know, of the other team. They are also, okay, in the heavenly realm, because they're stuck to that one experience. Okay, let me get some water, y'all. My voice is like going out. Okay, so you can be in the heavenly realms and still be vibrating low. You have to, the goal is to master both, to where you see not one or the other, good or bad, better or worse. They both have a necessity. They both have a value, and they both balance each other out. So if we are not understanding that, and we come here and we look at this like, oh, this is hell, why do we feel that way? Because we can't beat it. We continue to fail. We continue to, you know, get caught up in it. We continue to allow it to define us. So we have to make sure that we evolve past the physical to experience it. It is okay to get upset. It is not okay to stay upset. It is okay to overeat. It is not okay to have an addiction. Okay, we have to experience this realm, you guys, in the physical, but the flesh, okay, requires so much. The flesh wants so much. It wants everything. This is my money and I want it now. And it wants to experience so much. But what happens is we don't need to experience all of that. There's certain things that you need to experience in this lifetime, and there's certain things that you don't. Some people need to experience being a billionaire. Some people don't. Some people need to experience having children. Some people don't. But what happens is when we get over here and we see other people having billions and having kids, and we're like, oh, I want it too. We're not focused on why we are here. So we need to focus on what we came here to do. What is it that we need? Okay, we're focusing on our desires right now, what it is that we want. Some of you are not here to own property. Think about it. You can never own property, right? But some of us are not here to purchase property. Some of us are here to purchase property and own some sort of real estate. If that's not in your agenda or your goal or your destiny, then don't try to force it. So we get so confused in this third dimension that we allow it to manipulate Okay, our experience, because we feel like, ooh, I want it all. The flesh is so weak. I want it all. I want to eat this and eat that and eat this and do this and do that. Some things are meant for you to do, some things are not. So that's why I say when we come here to this third dimension, it's just we get so distracted by the ooh, the the glitz, the glam, and all of that stuff that we lose focus on why it is that we are really here. But we have to master this realm. We have to master the physical, okay? And again, you're going to do that with your attention, okay? Your attention is your currency. This is why they create movies. This is why they create stuff for us to buy. See, they don't want the stuff that comes from nature anymore. Oh no, that's not good enough. How dare you get a stick, you know what I'm saying? And play with a stick and then maybe get an orange or something or a line and you turn it into baseball. Boop. Why was a baseball bat created? Why was a baseball created? Okay? For your attention, to get you to invest in that, to take you away from the physical, to take you away from the astral things that we should be doing, to really keep your mind focused on what it. Did we need a lunchbox? Okay. Did we need school? Did we need prisons? If you came here to do some crazy stuff, you know. Now, another thing about the third dimension is that there is no good or bad, y'all. I know we want to say, oh no, if you did this to a kid, or if you did this to someone, or, listen, this is a hard pill to swallow. I ain't gonna lie. But I'm coming from a universal aspect where there is no right or wrong. Let me give you an example. Two people can be born, right? One person, before they were born, they wanted to experience a death, meaning they wanted to experience maybe pain or suffering, right? I want to experience suffering. So I'm going to go down into the physical realm, and that's my whole thing. Now, the other person was born to commit a crime or, provide suffering to someone. Two people who came here with an agenda, with an agreement. But then we're looking at that person who did exactly what they came here to do. It was their destiny to put harm on that person, because if they were not here to do it, then that person wouldn't get their wish. Now, I'm not saying that people want to, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. But what I do understand is that what happens in our life, okay, is something that we agree to. Some of us came here for pleasure, some of us came here for pain. Period. Okay? Some of us came here for pleasure. Why do you think that when a lot of people pass on, okay, well, y'all probably don't get that deep for a lot of people, but when a lot of people pass on, let's say they pass from something so tragic, right? They pass from something very tragic, but in the afterworld, they're peaceful. It's like, what? You would think they would be holding on to the fact that, wow, like I was taken out. You know what I'm saying? But they're peaceful. Why is that? Did they experience what it is that they wanted? Did they get their wish? Was it granted? This is why, I'm starting to understand a little bit more of the life experience and of the destiny. Now, some people will destiny swap. They will literally take your whole, they petty, okay? Maybe they, like yours better than, oh, you came here for that? Oh, shoot. And this is why we see the stars, okay? A lot of these people have been programmed for a destiny swap. And this is why, even though they're wealthy and famous and all of this stuff, a lot of them are uneasy and tend to easily become addicted to using all type of vices, because when you destiny swap, you're taking my blueprint and you're placing it in somebody else. So what can be similar to it? There was a movie. I cannot think of the name of this movie, where this guy had a part of his body amputated, and they gave him like the body part of a deceased person. And he started to take on the personality of that deceased person and started to live the lifestyle of that deceased person. And it was like that merge, okay, or that takeover, that destiny swap, is very crazy energy out here. So just imagine if they took somebody else's destiny and then they program it within you. Okay. And then now you're living this lifestyle of this famous person, but deep down inside, you know that it's not you that everybody loved, because you know that there was a person whose destiny that was stolen and was placed within you. So every time you go out there and you, hey, everybody, hi. This is why a lot of them can become so depressed, because they know it's a facade. They know it's not them. And then they tend to get a little depressed, and then they have to, prescribe them with stuff so that they can continue to maintain this destiny. And a lot of them, they end up, jumping down the road. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't handle the energy of what it is that they're experiencing. So this third dimension can easily be manipulated, but we have to make sure that we stay ahead of the ball. We got to make sure that we are more control than we think. A lot of these situations with the passing of the Pope, okay, TD Jakes, from what I heard, has stepped down. A lot of these people, and they say that he passed on the position he was in to his daughter. Y'all watch out, okay, for this woman. I think he should have just denounced and stepped down and maybe allowed someone else to take on that position as opposed to him passing it down. I don't know if that was a smart move. For him to pass it down to his daughter, he should have just allowed someone else to come in who was qualified. And I'm not saying his daughter isn't qualified. But what I am saying is that I don't know if I would want to take on, okay, what it is that my daddy, TD Jakes, is passing down. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I heard he stepped down. So we're seeing a lot of people denounce. A lot of people, are starting to go away. We're going to see a lot of people move away because they don't want you to see the real them. A lot of them, that destiny swap has been reversed. Okay. And this is why we're going to see a lot of new people. But it doesn't mean that because we're seeing these new people get into positions of power, it doesn't mean that these people are going to do right by it. There's still going to be some good and bad, some nice, some, what I'm saying? Well, there is no good and bad, but y'all know what I mean. There's still going to be some people who are going to choose, because the world has got to be balanced. The energy has got to be balanced. It can't be all good. Okay. It has got to be balanced. So everybody has got to live out their life. Some people came here, y'all, unfortunately, to be taken out. Okay, some people came here to experience addiction to drugs, or addiction to food, or some people came here to experience some crazy things. This is just part of what it is that they want, and we have to learn as we get into God and God is frequencies. We have to learn to respect people's choice and desires. Okay, hold on, y'all. Uh-oh. For those of you who watch my my vlog, Simply Siren, y'all will understand a lot of what's going on with me behind the scene and why I'm like this, okay? Because I explain everything that I'm doing over there. So y'all will see it on the upcoming vlogs. Let me get a closeout message, y'all. Let's see. The message from earlier was out of time. Okay. Oh, it is hot with these lights, honey. Okay. So what is this closeout message? There's a new energy here. I don't know what I'm feeling like. This new Pope is bringing in a new energy. Whoever this new pope is, I could see him already. There's a new energy. There's a new programming. There's a new agenda. They're going to try something else. Okay. I do feel like, yeah, they're going to try something else. I told y'all, just because it's a new world, and it's a new world. I ain't going to lie. It is definitely a new world that we're in and we're moving into. And like I said, we always going to have, you just got to know better. There's always going to be good and bad energy, okay, just to keep it 3D. There's always going to be balanced energy. You just have to know better. You have to make sure you stay independent of the BS, because the BS is definitely going to be happening, okay? It's definitely going to be happening. It's like they're trying to rebuild something. Whatever was taken down, they're trying to rebuild it. Yeah. They're trying to collect all of the energy from the people to rebuild this, to rebuild this structure, to rebuild this wealth. They are literally bankrupt. Like, there's no funds there. There's no attention there. This is why the Pope had to go. He didn't have enough attention. He didn't have enough currency. They were losing. But they ain't losing light, honey. They are definitely trying to rebuild. So that's why I say be careful with your currency. Be careful with your attention, where you put your attention. Continue to focus your attention on you, because they're going to create a lot of deflections. They're going to create a lot of things for you to put your attention towards. I know we have the whole Diddy case that's coming up, okay? And a lot of people are fleeing physically and spiritually. We did have the recent passing of one of the Bad Boy executives. Coincidentally, he passed away, I think, a couple days ago. They said he was battling cancer. Maybe not, who's to say? But yeah, he passed away. He was very close to Diddy. And again, we got TD Jakes stepped down not too long after that. Okay. We got Ellen DeGeneres, who we saw Diddy on her show a lot. Okay. Ellen DeGeneres has moved away. I think she's over in Italy or something like that. Beyonce and Jay-Z are now looking to purchase a home over there in Paris, I believe. Gayle took her little arse on up to whatever space she went to. Okay. It's a lot that's going on. And what I found crazy was Kanye West. Okay. Kanye may not be as innocent as we think he is when it comes to the whole Diddy, because Kanye was with them. He was with Jay-Z. He was close with Jay-Z. So that means he was close with Diddy. Okay. And he went to all the birthday parties. Okay. So my thing of it is, a lot of people are questioning, why is Kanye, because he's going on these little rants. Okay. He's going on Twitter and he's saying all of these crazy things. And the most recent thing he said was he was intimate with his male cousin. Okay. He said that he performed orally on his male cousin from age 6 to age 14. Now, what 6-year-old is around here going down like that? I don't know. But he said from 6 to 14. And I'm just talking about this because we're segueing on from this Pope situation. They finna use all of their alleged stars, okay? Who, what, when, where, how, all of this stuff. They really working on some things, okay? But Kanye said that he performed on his male cousin from the age of 6 to the age of 14. Now, first of all, we're looking at the 6 and we're looking at the 14, okay? This is definitely giving, and he's, how do I say this? He's drawing energy to the male part. Deflect anything else. He's drawing your attention to the male part. This is code message. Okay? The male part. Now, we had the Gale when they went out of space, allegedly, on the male spaceship. Okay, looked just like a dang on, peen if I ain't ever seen one. I'm like, why is the energy of the peen all over the place? What is the message behind that? I get Isis and Osiris. The energy of Isis and Osiris is here. For those of you who are part of the Patreon family, we talked about this, I think it was last month, okay? So y'all could go back and check out that message on Patreon when I said the energy of Isis was here. We have the energy of Isis and Osiris that is very active right now. And we all know the story of Isis, who her peace was destroyed by his jealous brother because he was the king of kings. Okay, he was over it, all of it, and she was the queen over everything. And his brother Set was jealous of him because he wanted to be the king. So he killed his brother and chopped him up into 14 pieces. Now, Kanye said he directed his mouth towards the male area of his cousin up until the age of 14. Okay. Also, we want to look at the energy of, and they're all in this together, y'all. Please do not think one of these mofos is innocent. Do not, the only thing that they may be innocent of is Diddy may have manipulated his gifts. He may have manipulated his gifts and went too far. Let me give you an example, okay? An example is you go to a spiritual person, right, to do a reading for you. And when you go to that person, they do a reading for you. But then when you leave, let's say that spiritual person likes you, right? They're like, oh, she was cute. Let's say you went to a guy, a warlock, okay? And he's like, dang, little mama cute. So what he starts to do is manipulate spell work to break up a relationship, if you have one. And he starts to put love spells on you to draw you into him. And now you find yourself going back to him for another reading. And now you find yourself out on a date with him. And now you find yourself dating him. And 2 years into y'all dating, let's say you find a damn voodoo doll of you in his back drawer. You like, what the, manipulation like that. Some people can overstep their boundaries. And I do believe that Diddy manipulated a lot of people and abused whatever spiritual power he may have or have had. He abused it. And we always say that there are laws, universal laws. And one thing you don't want to do is abuse your spiritual power, because then your arse get whipped by the good Lord. Okay, there is a video I shared with Patreon, and this is what I want to tell y'all, because this should be coded like a mofo. Okay, there's this video that I shared where Denzel Washington. Okay, I'm gonna play it real quick.
Sending us a message, it's a fascinating 1-2 punch we've had so far. The Lord knows where we're headed, and only God knows where we're headed. So we're being forced to deal with.
Hold up, y'all. I'm sorry. I snapped a screenshot.
We're being forced to deal with powers higher than ourselves, whether we like it or not. We better open our eyes and look at the reality of what's going on. Amen. It's not a joke. God is sending us a message, and it's a fascinating 1-2 punch we've had so far. The Lord knows where we're headed, and only God knows where we're headed. So we're being forced to deal with powers higher than ourselves, whether we like it or not. We better open our eyes and look at the reality of what's going on. Amen. It's not a joke. God is sending us a message, and it's a
period. Okay, so I told you. He said, if you look at everything that's going on, now he's talking to them. He's a part of it. I don't care how many pools he go and get dipped in and all of this stuff. They are all a part of the manipulation tactics of what has been occurring in the third dimension during the age of Pisces. Okay, the dark age of Pisces, shall we say. They have all partook in manipulating frequencies, okay, allegedly. Let's say that just for the sake of, I don't know these people. Okay, but allegedly they have manipulated, okay, the energies of the third dimension. And maybe there was no intent to bring harm, but whether you intend to bring harm or not, sometimes you can. For example, okay, if you want a good job, let's say you want a better job, okay, and you do some magic or some candle work, or you go to a worker who does some work for you to get a better job. You have now manipulated the frequencies to work in your favor. Maybe that was the lifestyle, or maybe that was the destiny of somebody else who was supposed to have that job. But because you have gone in and manipulated the energies and they have been now worked in your favor, it's like it has been rigged. And now you celebrate, oh, I got a job, when you know damn well, okay, you did work to manipulate that. Now that can mess up a lot of people, because now you got to look at all the destinies that got to be changed because you don't got this damn job when you really wasn't supposed to work there. Maybe there was something else that you were supposed to do. Okay, so it's like the intent was not to bring harm. We just like, I just needed a job. I wanted a job. That's all. I ain't hurt nobody. Well, guess what? That job was actually scheduled for, this person to get it. If it was scheduled for you to get it, you would not have had to manipulate, okay, the energies to work in your favor. This is why I personally, Siren, I don't do spell work. I always say work on your frequency. When you work on your frequency, you see things come to you that you won't even expect it. Oh my God, Siren, I worked on my frequency and I got this, or this happened, or that happened, and da-da-da-da-da. Because now you're not stealing, robbing, or manipulating the energies to work in your favor. You're just naturally vibrating to what it is that is in alignment with you. This is why when I work with people, we don't get no karma, because we're not stealing and robbing and manipulating the universe of destinies that could belong to other folk. Okay? So this is why even doing love spells on people, a lot of women out there do a lot of love spells on people. A lot of men out there do a lot of love spells. Now you're shifting somebody's destiny. If they're not supposed to be with you, they're not supposed to be with you. Why are you doing work to manipulate a situation? You need to do spell work on your self-esteem so that you can love yourself enough to not have to manipulate somebody into being with you. Because that can have dire consequences. Maybe this person was scheduled to have a baby with somebody, but they can't because they stuck over here with you in this damn love spell. So all of this stuff here, we are only seeing it from the elite, from the stars perspective, from these major occult, occult's perspective. We're only seeing it, but we just imagine a world of everyday people. Okay, everyday people doing spell work. That can change your whole life with you going to work. You know what I'm saying? That can change your whole destiny. That changes the destiny of your children. All because Susan wanted to get this job. Everybody else in this realm, our whole destiny has got to change because Susan wants to get this job. And instead of her working on her frequency to vibrate towards the job that's best for her, she wants to do magic spells and trigger this job and get this job. Now, all our reality has got to shift to support that. So just imagine everybody who's out here doing spell work to get what they want, not thinking of this whole world, not thinking of this world as a whole, forgetting that we're all connected. So when you come a dimension, you're messing it up for all of us. All of our lives have got to be rerouted. Okay? So this is why when you work with Siren and you work with spiritual candies, I don't ever promise you, oh, well, this would, okay, well, we ain't working. No, you're going to work on it. If you want it that bad, you will vibrate towards it and it will be yours. You will no longer be trying to attract it. It will now be chasing you, and it comes effortlessly. Okay? Effortlessly. And we don't have to reroute or redirect nobody else's destiny. or their timeline, or put a glitch in the timeline. See, a lot of y'all, we seeing, oh yeah, it's the Mandela effect. What do you think the Mandela effect is? It's everybody creating their own messed up timelines with this crazy way of manipulating the system. Every time we turn around, why do you think companies are going out of business? Because so much work has been done. And we have everybody doing it, you guys. Politics, celebrities, major occults and spiritual, everybody is doing it. I've seen it. Everybody. It's like, oh my God, we got the fucking kids doing it. Make a wish, baby. It's your birthday. Blow out the candle. Make a wish first. Put it in it. Okay. Now blow. Everybody is doing it, whether it is intentional or not. Everybody is doing it, and it is affecting all of us. So what you have to do is protect your timeline. And this is how you do it, by working on your damn frequency. Because what's going to happen is once you work on your frequency, your shit cannot be redirected. See, this is why a lot of us check to check. We going back to these same jobs every day, getting the same check to pay the same bills. In that cycle like this. So when you work on your frequency, now you skip that when you see that glitch in a system, it ain't going with you. It's not going to mess with you because your frequency is too high. You are locked into your timeline. You are locked into your destiny. You are locked into your purpose. So therefore, yours cannot be stolen and or manipulated, okay? Unless something very strong, okay, come through and they do a big old powerful, that's way more powerful than your frequency, okay? That's why I always say, listen, work on your frequency. There is a timeline where you are a wealthy person. Maybe that's not the best timeline for you, or maybe somebody else is in that timeline. Maybe somebody else manifested your millions. Okay? Maybe somebody else manifested your happily ever after. Somebody else somewhere living off of that. While we over here trying to figure life out, and while we over here trying to get everything together and wonder why. I don't get it. I don't like my life. I don't every time I try something, nothing goes through. Why? Because every time you get close to it, they send out that glitch. We are glitching right now as we speak. Right now, somebody somewhere, okay, we glitch every moon phase. Every moon phase. This is why I say you really have to focus your attention on you. You have to put all of your attention on you. And whatever it is, y'all, this new pope, whoever this damn new pope gonna be, he already know what he came here to do. He already got a mission. His mission is perhaps to restore, okay, what has been torn down, what has been broken, to restore something. That is his mission. Now, whether it's going to be successful, I can't say all of that, but what I can say is they damn sure going to try. They damn sure going to try. Yes, they are. They damn sure going to try. I'm telling you now, they get them together. So just expect some glitches, okay? In the upcoming years, expect some glitches. Let me look into this Hierophant to see what he got going on, Chad. Ooch. And didn't I tell you? Didn't I say they not giving up? Look at that. Fall down 7, get up 8. Rise, determined. They are determined. I told you. They are determined to restore. Look, sad news, message of concern. I'm telling y'all, this is what they're going to be doing to distract y'all. They're going to be putting out all type of crazy news stories, chat, keeping everybody, trying to make everybody vibrate low. Honey, if at first you don't succeed, that's what they're saying. Pick yourself up and try again. Okay? Whatever this is, they are trying to finish maybe what the last pope didn't do. I don't know, but honey, they are determined, okay, to lower the frequencies of the people. Look, sit, watch, observe, then make your move. Y'all better stay on top of y'all frequency. I'm telling you now. Okay? And we have receiving a gift. This is what they want. This gift contains your destiny. That's what that gift is. Your destiny, your inheritance, your wealth, your power, your spiritual talents, your spiritual gifts. Okay? This is what they're determined to get again because they lost it. I think they lost it after Coco. Something happened during Coco. Coco was very different. It was like no other. And I don't care what nobody say. For me, I feel like Coco happened for us. I ain't gonna lie. I really feel like Coco happened for us because I don't care what nobody say. During the energy or the time of Coco, everybody was booming. Everybody was happy. Everybody was getting loans that they never would have qualified for. Now they trying to arrest everybody. Everybody was making money. People were sitting at home making thousands of dollars, more money than they ever made from a job just by making masks. Everybody became independent. Everybody started to, create or do their hobby or, a lot of YouTubers. We got new millionaires, people just sitting at home going live on YouTube. And now these people have experienced millions of dollars. Like it really opened us up to us, to our abilities, to our creativity, to ourself, to our natural energy, our natural abundance. And that's something that they couldn't take. So to me, they shut it down. How did they shut it down? They sealed another deal. Okay, here you go. Here's a stimulus check. The minute you cash it, the spell was cast. Everybody back to being broke. The minute you cashed it, spell was cast. All of a sudden, bloop. People having to go back to work. People who was YouTubers and people who was making all this money online and people who was at home. Unemployment was paying $50 million a month. Okay, people was getting thousands of dollars on food stamps and stuff. People was coming up on money. People had it. Everybody was shopping. Online world was booming. Online world was tripling. I think back then, Amazon stock went up so much. Everybody's stock went up. Everybody was buying stuff. The market was so crazy, but they didn't want people to believe that. So they like, we got to shut it down. I'm telling you, to me, that stimulus was a spell. It was a ritual. Okay, who did they give it to? The middle class and the lower class. The wealthy didn't get no damn stimulus. They didn't qualify for it. Nope. Why? Because you're too damn powerful. We can't shift your frequency. So they gave it to the middle class and they gave it to the low class. Okay. And guess what happened to the middle class after that? Pew, gone off the map. There is no middle class no more. Gone. Drop down to low class. Why? Because I'm telling you, when you cash that check, the spell was cast. Period. I don't want it. Okay? I don't want it. I really, truly don't want it. And I promise you, y'all, I was like, no, I did not, get it. I didn't. And I swear, I think they created a dimension where they put me in a room where I got it. My husband was like, you did get one. I said, no, I did not. Because I didn't file my taxes that year. I didn't get the second one, but I think I got the first one. So, yeah. I don't know if it took both of them to, because I'm like, why did they offer two? They don't do that. They don't offer you no stimulus. Think back to when Obama offered that stimulus. Y'all got to look at the stuff that they do because they keep doing it. Now they're promising another stimulus. Why? Because to take back the power of I'm telling y'all, it's rituals connected. When you sign your name on the back and you deposit that thing, baby, that's your money coming from your inheritance, your wealth. And it's a certain time when they will give it to you. Otherwise, they'll give you a stimulus every year. Why is it that it's a specific time that y'all want to offer a damn stimulus? Why? What time frame is that connected to? We don't know. Okay? We don't know. So, y'all, just be prepared. Okay, just be prepared. And like I say, the way to be prepared is to work on your frequency. Okay, one thing I do know is we have what you need as spiritual candies, y'all. Body wash. I mean, damn, it is not that expensive. Work on your frequency. Get you an oil, get you a spray, or whatever it is that you can get. I always tell people we've made it so easy for y'all to maintain your frequency, or at least to just clean yourself properly, okay, with the proper energies. We so quick to go by Dove, and we so quick to go by Irish Spring. Look at the stuff that they put in there to keep you, allegedly, okay? Look at the things that could be in these products to keep you vibrating low. Y'all got to be careful with all these new hair products that's coming out, okay? There's no way I'm going to be out here, you know, putting a lot of this stuff when they done showed you what they did to the perms. They said it. Okay, they put all of this stuff in there. Then you got all of these other brands that came out with hair grease and all this stuff. And y'all, it's the rituals that they doing on all of this stuff. Okay, we gotta rise above the foreplay, okay, and get straight to the point. We got to really rise above the BS that is happening out here, the stuff that they're putting in all of these damn products, okay, that we're supposed to be, you know, using for our day to day. You know, all of these hair products. Why do they want to continuously, they want to attack two places, the head and the stomach, both brains, the food and the hair products. That's why you see, for those of you who watch my Simply Siren channel, I show y'all how I cleanse my hair wigs that I put on, because they promote these wigs like it's nobody's business, honey, okay? And granted, I keep up with my hair underneath my wig, okay? One thing I do, I'm going to keep that crown chakra as good as I possibly can. And y'all got to make sure y'all do that too, all right? Make sure you're washing your hair with a great shampoo. I know we got all these artists. I think Beyonce got her product called Sacred. Until Beyonce take off that wig, I'm not gonna fall for it. I don't. Everybody, that's how. When you have that much hair, think about. I mean, because even with my hair, y'all, like y'all probably can't see it. I have a poof, right? My wigs don't lay flat. And we know Beyonce with some wigs, okay? Miss Thing wigs be laid, right? When she wear her wigs and she shake them and this and that. When you have that much hair, that there's no way you're going to get a wig to lay that flat on your head. I'm sorry. We have to make it make sense. Now, I'm all for supporting everybody, but I'm not for the lies and the BS, okay? I'm not for the lies and the BS. You're not going to get a wig to lay that flat on your head when you got that much hair, okay? It just doesn't add up. Y'all already know. Once you put that cap on, you know what I'm saying? Like when you got braids, like your braids going to be like this thick. You're not going to have a whole bunch of little teeny weeny braids. And she have shown y'all videos of her getting her hair braided. Them braids too damn small. They too skinny. When you got that much hair, you're going to have some fat braids. Okay. But what I want to say is y'all open your eyes, okay, to everything that's going on. There's a way to win. There is a way to win, but you got to want to win. You got to do the work to win. You're going to have to work on yourself, and you're going to have to make sure that you are staying alert. You're seeing everything for what it is, okay? We have a lot of things coming up, a lot of things that's going to be going down. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. 2025 is the year to work on yourself. So make sure you make that promise to you that this year you're going to focus on and work on you, your Ashe, your energy, your frequency. Okay. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will be seeing y'all soon. Bye, y'all. Bye. Bye.